So for most negative values, when we pass in inputs that are somewhere over here, then they get mapped to a value that is relatively close to 0. So we have 0 to around 0.5 here. When we pass in a negative input, that is the range that it is going to be, that's going to be the output for negative input passed to the sigmoid function. And as we can see, we are only plotting just up to -5 here with our values. So as we go even further to larger negative inputs, or more negative inputs rather, we can see we are going to be extremely, extremely close to 0 here. And on the opposite side, when we pass in a positive value to sigmoid, sigmoid is going to map that input to a value that's very close to 1. So these are asymptotically close to 1 values here. And when we pass in a value that's relatively close to 0, so somewhere around -3 to +3, we are going to get some output that is between 0 and 1. So we can see that that's going to be around here, which we could say is maybe around 0.1 when we pass in a -3, all the way up to around 0.9 here when we pass in a +3.